Okay. When, where, and how. When, where, and how. First chapter history. If you are having the book, it's up to you. When, where, and how.
पार्ट 2 में से कोई चैप्टर करा दो पार्ट 1 नहीं है इसकी बुक का
नो प्रॉब्लम, हम हैं, बुक की जरूरत नहीं है. फर्स्ट चैप्टर ऑफ हिस्ट्री, शायद इसीलिए ये भी आएगा. British period, British age, Britishers ruled over a country for a period of 200 years. 200 years. Only 200 years. From 17 almost 2 centuries, 1947, almost 2 centuries Britishers ruled over a country. Under this tenure they influenced the political life, social life, socio-economic life, religious life of a people. This age of a history is known as the modern history of India. Modern history. So let me confirm first. Agriculture, cultivation of land for production of crops is agriculture. Agriculture is an age-old tradition through which farmers, they cultivated a land, they tilling a land for a cultivation of crops. Tilling a land for cultivation of crops. Agriculture categorized under the primary sector activity. Different activities which are associated with the earning of the livelihood are known as economic activity. Activities are of the two types: economic activities and non-economic activities. Economic activities which helps to earn income, through which the people earn income. For example, agriculture, industry, doctors, nurses, teachers, lawyers, laborers, servants, maids. So such kind of the works are helpful to earn income. So those works which help to earn income is known as economic activities. Which do not generate as income are known as non-economic activities. For example, Guntas doing the work at their kitchen garden is a non-economic activity. Your mother's preparing food for you is a non-economic activity, because for the such services, when they are preparing the food for you, you are not paid to them. Those activities through which the income not generates are known as non-economic activities. Non-economic activities. Non-economic activities. Parthiv Gupta learned learned lessons from his sister. It's a non-economic activity. He's not pay any amount of money to the Hasita Gupta. It's a non-economic. But if Hasita, she will give as a lesson or a tuition to the any other individual in a form of a tutor, then she will ask for a money. It will be considered as economic activity. Same lady which has preparing as a food at your home, your mother preparing food, clear? It will be the non-economic activity. But if that woman is doing as a work of a chef in a hotel or a restaurant, she's possessing their own hotel. Under such circumstances, it will be the economic activity. Clear difference? Yes. Economic activities are of the three types: primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary, secondary, tertiary. Marks Cooper. Priyansh. So primary activities, those activities which are related with the resources, natural resources means land and water resources are primary sector activities. These produce as a raw material. These produce as a raw material like agriculture or mining, through which we extract the minerals beneath the layers of the earth crust. It relates with the land surface. Fishing relates with the water resource, natural resource. Or forestry, agriculture, forestry, mining, and fishing. These four kinds of activities are categorized under the primary sector, which produce as a raw materials. So their products we can't use directly. Clear? Harjot Singh, Hanur Singh, Jagjot Singh. Crops produced to the agriculture, we can't directly use it. We need as a refinement. That wheat has used in a flour mill for a grinding. Afterwards, a wheat flour used for a manufacturing of a bread. Bread can consumed by the Jagjot Singh. Wood obtained through the forest, it can direct. Iron extracted to the mining can't directly use, it needs refinement. So in that we can say as primary sector produce as a raw materials which can't consume by consumers. Second are secondary sector activities. So in which raw materials transform into the finished goods, usable items. It can be as a consumed by the consumers. Consumed by consumers. Consumed by the consumers to satisfying their needs. Satisfying their needs. For example, industries, cotton textiles, iron and steel industries, sugar industry, jaggery manufacturers, bakeries, iron smelting, oil refineries. Third are the tertiary sector. Third is the आपने कुछ कहा? Gold mining. Coal, मैंने कहा, इन्होंने कहा, raw material transform into the usable item. What is the use of a coal in your life? Coal क्या? Tertiary sector, it based upon a services. Guntas, your mask. Tertiary sector, it provides as a services. Such services which are required growth in primary and secondary sectors. For example, transport, banking. Transport helps in a primary and secondary sector. After production of a goods in a agriculture fields, these are transported towards the industry. And in industry, as such goods are used to manufacture the things, and afterwards, through means of transport, these goods move towards the markets for selling purposes. Same as banking service. Insurance. Banks are lending money to the producers through which they can produce, they can increase as their production. Clear? Banking, insurance, communication, telecommunication services, health services, education is a service. All these are categorized as service because through which we are not getting as a goods. They are providing as an increased production in economy. So these three are the sectors of economy. These three broader categories of activities are done in our country for earnings. through the primary sector activities, secondary sector activities, and tertiary sector activities, people earn their livelihoods. Tertiary sector, service sector. Tertiary sector provide as a services for production in primary and secondary sector. Farmer needs some money. Most number of the farmers are the poorer. Sorry? Lends money, yes. Farmers lending a money, it borrowed the money from the banks. On behalf of a bank, such money used by the farmer to complete their needs. Purchasing of a seeds, fertilizers, payment to the laborers. Payment to laborers. So services availed by the farmers for their production. For their production in economy. In all economies of a world, these are basically as influenced by these three sectors. Those economies of a world which are emphasizing over the primary sector activities as a most, means agriculture. In our country, 70% of job opportunities generate by the primary sector, by agriculture sector. Mostly there are the people are affected by seasonal unemployed. They are seasonally unemployed. In agriculture sector, laborers are hired at the time of a sowing period and harvesting period. During the period of a growing period, for example, presently as a going on as a growing period of wheat, at that time the labor is not desired. Laborers, they became as the unemployed. So in agriculture sector, turn-wise. No. Yes, they engage themselves in some low-graded works, construction work. If they are getting as a jobs in industries, under such circumstances, they can't spare a time for the agriculture. Yes? No? Sit down. Clear? So let's start this chapter. So three types of activities clear, which are contributes in economy for earnings of the livelihoods of people. And economic and non-economic activities clear. Let's start this chapter. Agriculture. Yes? No problem. आपसे book मांगी कभी? बस move on. If you are having any query, you can ask. Disturb नहीं करना unnecessary. Okay, agriculture. Tilling of land for a cultivation of crops. Cultivation of crops is known as agriculture. Agriculture is a support to the Indian economy. Our economy is a mixed economy. Our economy is an example of a mixed economy in which public sector, private sector collectively works. But here the maximum number of job opportunities provided by the primary sector. That's why our economy is a developing economy. Public sector means those activities which are managed by the government. So government अपनी agencies के थ्रू जिनके ऊपर control करती है. These are the public sector activities. For example, BSNL. BSNL is a public sector agency which has worked for the welfare, not for the profits. और अगर आप BSNL को compare करोगे Airtel के साथ, the prices are the huge differences are there. हाँ जी, government, public sector. जो private companies, private agencies are work for the profits. For their maximum profits, they work for the maximum services. The best services are given by them. In 2009, when the Punjab State Electricity Board, it became as the privatized. Afterwards, the services, power supply, services in a field of power supply improved comparatively the previous years. Government work for the welfare, which has given the electricity as free of cost. Jagjo Singh, free of cost to some of the individuals. For example, the farmers. But when privatization introduced under the Punjab State Electricity Board, uska influence kya pada? Number of services improved, but the per unit prices of electricity it increased. Services to improve हुई, ठीक है ना? Public और private sector में ये फर्क है. और our economy has based upon both of the two types of the sectors, primary sector as well as public sector and private sector. ठीक है ना? चलें चैप्टर में. यहाँ तक किसका कोई डाउट? Any doubts? Online and offline? Yes. Online and offline students. Any questions? Till there? Nobody? No, sir. Okay. Manmeet, can you tell me? Newspaper men, you will categorize under the which sector of economy? Can you stand up? Thank you. उठाना पड़ता है. Yes. Manmeet Singh. Same question, Guntas. Sure. Can you tell me about what kind of the good has manufactured by that newspaper men? आराम से बोलो. हाँ जी, वो अखबार देने आ रहा है कि बना के ला रहा है? अभी आपको क्या कहा? सेकेंडरी सेक्टर यूज रॉ मटेरियल टू मैन्युफैक्चर गुड्स. उसने न्यूज़पेपर बनाया तो है ना, वो अखबार वाला घर में आपके सप्लाई कर रहा है. मिल्कमैन मिल्क को लाकर उसकी बस ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कर रहा है. कबाड़ी वाला आपके डोर टू डोर सर्विस दे रहा है आपको. सर्विस दे. हाँ, ये टर्शी सेक्टर में आएगा. सर्विस सेक्टर है. 3 ही है टोटल. सिट डाउन. पर वो सेकेंडरी में नहीं आएगा. न्यूज़पेपर मैन कहा, मैंने पब्लिशर नहीं कहा. या फिर मैं कहता न्यूज़पेपर एजेंसी होती कोई, उन्होंने वुड पल्प से पेपर लिया, पेपर से मैन्युफैक्चर किया न्यूज़पेपर, वो अलग चीज हो, वो सेकेंडरी सेक्टर होता है. मैन न्यूज़पेपर मैन कहा. अनिक कुंद्रा जेपी नगर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेता है. ठीक है, न्यूज़पेपर की सप्लाई करेगा हर घर के लिए. इसके एवज में वो जो पर हाउस के अकॉर्डिंगली 1 रुपी 50 पैसा दे दिया जाएगा. उस मंथ के बाद से 3,000 4,000 10,000 मिल जाएगा. सर्विस दे रहे हो आप, मैन्युफैक्चर नहीं कर रहे हो, सर्विस कर रहे हो. जैसे वेजिटेबल वेंडर्स हैं, वो प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो सर्विस दे रहे हैं. दे आर चार्जिंग एज अ सर्विस टैक्स. एलपीजी सिलेंडर आपको डोज सर्विस दी जा रही है, आपके घर में लगा के जा रहा है, वो सर्विस के चार्जेस ले रहा है. गैस सिलेंडर कॉस्ट एज अ 937 रुपीज, दे आर चार्जिंग एज अ 1,000 रुपीज. द एक्स्ट्रा इनकम इज द सर्विस, जो आपको डोज सर्विस दे रहा है. नहीं तो अनिक कुंद्रा छुट्टी करेंगे. ठीक है, गैस सिलेंडर को पहले बुक करवाएंगे, फिल करवाएंगे, सिर पे उठा के घर पे ले जाके रखेंगे. अदरवाइज इट विल अवेल द सर्विसेज. चलें, अब छोड़. मास्क प्लीज. हाँ, एग्रीकल्चर used by the humans from age-old historical background. On the basis of the necessities, agriculture has categorized into different categories. But before of it, as the factors affecting the agricultural practices. Factors which are affecting as the agriculture. First, topography. Very good. Land surfaces, geology. Wait, one by one. Geology, topography, or any other word. No, topography. Synonyms of a topography. Relief. Okay, any other? Guntas, your turn. 3 contributed there in a extraction of the words. Topography, relief, landforms, then you. Synonyms of a topography. Very good. Excellent, boy. Sit down. Geological structures in a different types of a landforms or different types of agriculture practices are practiced by the people in a mountainous areas which are favorable for a production of crops to the terrace farming only. Otherwise, the mountains are not favorable for production because of less fertile soils. Plains are preferable for a production of crops. Jagjot, come here, first bench. Jagjot Singh, come here with your copy, that notebook. Come here. First, topography. Second, climate. Come here. Hurry up, come here. With your notebook. So, in climate, temperature and rainfall, temperature and precipitation influence. It's your bench. Temperature and precipitation influence the agriculture practices. Areas which are experiencing as the cold weather conditions. cold weather conditions, they are favorable for a production of fruits. Production of fruits. Whereas the tropical conditions are favorable for a production of a rice and wheat. Cotton, these are preferably produced in a tropical conditions, tropical climatic conditions. Third, availability of water. Water is a basic necessity for irrigating a land. So water, it should be as a present nearer to the agricultural, the places where as the agriculture has practiced. Earlier, most civilizations these were developed on a river banks. Example, Indus Valley civilization, Nile Valley civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, Huang Ho civilization, China. Next, soils. Types of soils influence the agriculture practices. In India, there are 6 types of soils are present. These variations in a soils is due to the different types of rocks. For example, the alluvial soils of Punjab, it is a most extensive, widespread type of a soil present in India, which is favorable for production of rice and wheat. Jute also. नहीं, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, असम, मेघालय एंड वेस्ट बंगाल में, नीलगिरीज की साइड में टी एंड कॉफी. नेक्स्ट, सेकंड, ब्लैक सॉइल्स known for the production of cotton. Pulses, they can be as easily produced in a red, yellow, and arid soils. Mountainous soils favorable for a production of tea also. So these 4 are the important factors affecting as a agricultural practices in India. वो इंडस्ट्रीज में होगा. What is अगर हम लेबर हायर कर रहे हैं फॉर एग्रीकल्चर, लेबर हायर फॉर द एग्रीकल्चर, वी नीड अ सच काइंड ऑफ अ लेबर विच कैन इरिगेट अ लैंड. पानी देने के लिए कौन सी स्किल चाहिए? For irrigate a land, what kind of skills are desirable? Next, types of agriculture. Types of agriculture. Two types of agriculture are there: subsistence agriculture and commercial agriculture. Subsistence agriculture and commercial agriculture. Subsistence agriculture, when crops are produced to satisfying their own needs, is known as the subsistence. When crops are produced to earn profits, as a commercial agriculture. The categories of a subsistence agriculture are: first, shifting cultivation, in which the tribals burnt the shrubs, cutted the trees, and such remains of ash used for a production of crops. When land loses its fertility, such tribals, they shifted towards the other areas for the search of a new fertile lands. Clear? These are known as jhum cultivators in India. Jhuming in a northeastern states, name given to the shifting cultivation. Milpa in Mexico, Ladang in Indonesia, Ray in Vietnam. Shifting cultivation known with the different names in different countries. Due to as a burning of shrubs and cutting of trees, it is also known as a slash and burn agriculture. After independence, shifting cultivation banned by the government of India due to its ill effects over a land. Bad impacts over a land. Due to the shifting cultivation, extensive area, surface area of a forest land, it cleared by the such tribals, which leads to a deforestation, soil erosion, increase of pollutants in an environment. It affects as a biodiversity. Wildlife species, they lost their habitats. they lost their habitats. Clear? So adverse impacts. Rest we will continue on tomorrow.